So what is Vigor? Now let's talk about what it isn't. It is not a Battle Royale Fortnite slash PUBG game. It's more of a DayZ Escape from Tarkov extraction game where you basically load into a map, try to loot as much as you can and get the main objective, which is the airdrop. You can try and kill everyone else, however you have to bear in mind that there's going to be radiation that's going to try and take you out of the map as well. Every player has their very own shelter. This comes with a shooting range, as you can see here. This is somewhere where you can practice all the guns that you manage to get. Now this shelter is exclusive to the player, no one else can come to here, you can't be raided. It's a safe haven for you to store everything you manage to extract from the maps. With Vigor, you can actually change the settings quite well with how you aim. Now this game does have ADS and it also lets you drill down to advanced settings, but just bear in mind that you can't reset these on some occasions, so if you move something you have to remember what it is you actually change so you can set it back yourself. It's something that you can do and play around with at your shooting range to zero in exactly how you feel the gun aiming down the sights. When you enter the shelter itself, you'll notice quite a lot of things you can interact with. Now first of all, we'll look at the actual main table, which allows you to do everything from one point. The equipment page is going to be the main page you use at first. This is where you can actually craft and equip the weapons to actually go into the maps. Now, as you can see in the bottom right of this, there's a blueprint. After you get enough materials you can learn these weapons so you can actually craft them. Now these are on timers, ranging from a minute to 20 minutes. Once you've actually crafted it, you can equip it, take it into battle with you. The stash page is where you hold all your ammunition, bandages and any loot that you've managed to get from dead bodies or actually looting in the map. Now bear in mind when you come back, always check this and empty it so you don't lose all your loot. On a couple of occasions I've went back into the map, forgot to do this, got killed and lost everything I got in the previous one, so it's very important that you make sure that you always unequip stuff that you don't want to take back in with you. The build tab is where you spend all your loot that you find in the map and take off dead bodies. Now this is limited at the moment, but it will grow as the game goes through beta. Basically these tiers will allow you to build faster and build for cheaper, and moving forward it will probably let you upgrade your base to certain elements as well. It's one thing that's still very much in progress, so I can't really go into too much of a count of it and how it's going to progress at the moment. The customization tab allows you to change your character's appearance from its uniform, the headgear, the gloves and the backpack. Now I'm pretty sure this will expand as the game grows. Now this is going to be free to play, so I expect some sort of microtransactions at some point, which means you'll probably get custom uniforms or ghillie suits as you move forward. Moving on to the rest of the shelter, some of these elements have got their own little placeholders as well. In the closet you can actually change your appearance from there if you want, or you can just do it from the bench as I showed you originally. There's also the area where you open your crates, where if you get an airdrop or you kill someone with an airdrop, this is where you'll actually open the crate itself. Leading down to the basement area, you're presented with an open space. Now this might actually become more useful as the game updates. However, there's a workbench where you again can do the same elements you've done upstairs. It's just up to you and personal preference where you actually carry these actions out. Now to the extraction map. Now this is where you can actually enter different parts of the map where you can try and fight for airdrops, loot areas, which will allow you to actually upgrade your base and get more loot. Now at the moment there's only 2 areas you can go to, but there's very soon going to be 3. Now like Escape from Tarkov, these do take some time to put together, so progressively these will grow. Now it's very important that you make sure you have all the loot that you need to take in, i.e. guns, knife, ammunition, because once you're in you can't get back out until you extract, so make sure you don't go in with no ammunition and only guns. It's something that I've done twice now and it can be very awkward when it comes to a gunfight. When you're into the map, it is extremely important to remember this is not a battle royale, it's tactical. When you look on the map for the first time, you want to be looking for the white squiggly line and see what direction it is pointing. This is because the radiation will actually blow across that way. Now use that to your advantage. You'll see a red spot on the map, that is where the airdrop is actually going to land. Now at this point you want to be planning your route in and your route out. You can see the orange triangle markers, they're extraction points, so when planning your way up there, always have in mind where the radiation is going to come from when the airdrop has been taken and what extraction point to take. It's also worth noting that if you go in water which is deep, it slows you down, so either find a point where it's shallow or a bridge to cross. However, bridges can be more dangerous because other people might be camping these areas. Just like other FPS games, Vigor allows you to actually crouch and lay down, but in Vigor you can actually lay down and look behind you as well, which is extremely useful when camping certain areas and camping airdrops, so you can have a 360 view from crouched or laying down. Now this is extremely important later on because people can come from any direction, and if you're laying down next to rocks, you're going to see them before they see you in most cases. Now when planning your route on the map to the actual airdrop point itself, try and include buildings. Now looting is an extremely large point of this game. Without looting you won't be able to progress very far. Now one key note as well, when you enter buildings, try and close doors behind you because people won't think they're actually being looted, so you can actually camp these to catch people out when they come in. Now when you open one of the actual lootable points, you'll see that they actually stay open, so you can tell if something's been looted when you're actually inside. This will give you a good indication if someone's been here already. If they have, my advice would be just leave that and move away from it as quick as possible in case they're actually camping that area. It happens in a lot of other games where people will just camp outside the doors waiting for you to come out, kill you and take all your stuff off you. When moving around the map, try and use everything around you as cover. Now crouch through trees, bushes, behind rocks, but keep to the route you're trying to take. By you running along roads, people are just going to see you straight away and take you out, so it's extremely important that you try to keep out of sight. Otherwise players are just going to pick you off quite easily and you're just going to lose anything you've managed to collect along the way. Now bear in mind, the red dot is a large area and the airdrop can land in any part of this red dot. Now the next part is how I prefer to play it and I've found most effective. I try to find an area where I have cover from rear and the sides and have an open vision of the land, i.e. a kill zone, so I can see things coming towards me or the area that I'm in. Now some players won't play like this, but as I said, this is how I found it most effective. The airdrop is announced and you will hear it land. Now again, keep to low cover and try to creep up on the airdrop itself. Personally, I don't like to try and get the airdrop. I prefer to wait for a player to come to it. Now the reason I do this is because if there's anyone else camping the area, I will hear and see them shooting the person trying to get to the airdrop. Once the person's got the airdrop, let the chase begin. Now the person might die who's getting the airdrop, where I let someone else come to the airdrop and then try and kill them, but in this occasion the player's actually got the airdrop and he's running away. Now using the cover of the land and working out the extraction point he's going to head to, I'm going to try and cut him off, but bear in mind other players are probably going to do the same, so be very careful in this tactic because you can end up getting killed and losing everything anyway. Now while giving chase, quickly check your map, check again where the radiation is and where the closest extraction point is, and which is furthest away from the radiation itself. This is most likely going to be the point that they're heading to, so make your way to that point. It's a gamble, but a gamble that usually pays off. Now using the theory that I gave you, I've continued up to that extract point and lo and behold I've came across the person who initially got it. Now I do have someone else behind me, but I know they're far enough behind for me to give fire and get the crate and move on to the extraction point and get out safely. Now sometimes if someone's a better shot, and maybe when the game's out of beta and the aim has been a bit toughened up, this will be a bit more tricky, but on this occasion and many other occasions this has worked for me fine. So it's at the moment for me the way I play the game, and it seems to work very well, and I near always come away with the airdrop. Once you're safely extracted and back at your shelter point, head up and open the crate. Now you only get 3 items from the list it's shown, but on occasions I've got AKs, M4s, quite a lot to be honest. Now this is just a quick tutorial of how the game is at the moment. If the game changes massively in any way, I'll try and update this, but the one thing to remember is it's not a battle royale. Stealth and being aware on the map is key. Don't get drawn into gunfights that are needless. The key is to get as much loot as possible to progress in the game.